over the years, I've had all different types of camera systems for video and photos. And lately, over the past like couple of years, year and a half, I've been using Fujifilm because they're awesome. So I'm going to show you guys some of the lenses that I have first, and then the camera that I'm actually filming this on is the Fuji XT3. Let's get started small and then we'll work our way up. First lens I'm going to show you is called the Laowa 9mm. Chinese manufacturer, super wide angle lens. This is more for a really wide architecture. Maybe has some video applications, but this lens is all manual, so it's not actually connected to the camera itself. It doesn't have any electronic connection to the camera itself. Everything that you do on this requires an actual manual focus. Really awesome lens, surprisingly sharp. There's just a lot of good things about this lens. So this is my super wide angle option that I use. The next lens that I use quite a bit is the Fuji 35mm. Great for portraits, it's great for just city shooting and everything. 35mm is super sharp, it's made really well. Great little lens, it's just so light to carry. It's incredible value for what you're getting. And as a side note, the lens that I'm shooting on right now is the Fuji 23mm f2. It's just about the exact same size, just a different focal length. Same quality pretty much, kind of negligible the difference between the two. So the next lens I'm going to get into is the Mitakon 35mm f0.95. This is another non-Fuji lens, and it's great for portraits. It's great for anything that you want to get that out of focus background that you get with that full frame look. So this lens really gives you that full frame look, and it's really sharp and it's just really high quality. So you have to control everything manually. But I've actually found that over time, that's really it's really fun to do, and it's great for video as well for that reason, because you want to shoot manual video anyway. So I actually really like that aspect about it. And if you haven't noticed, I own just about every Fuji lens in the book. So this next one is the Fuji 16mm, another incredible lens. It's on the wider side. This is the equivalent of a 24mm on a full frame body. 16mm f1.4. This thing's awesome, really great for landscapes, great for architecture. Actually really cool for video and lower light, given that its aperture is pretty wide open. Great color rendition, and everybody basically universally raves about the lens and says it's one of Fuji's best lenses. I would agree with that. I think it's an incredible lens. So the next lens I'm going to show you guys is the Fuji 18-55. It's a great all-around lens, and it has really optically, it's just pretty amazing. The sharpness is incredible. It's perfect for video. And then the big brother to that is the Fuji 16-55. Better quality feeling. It's weather sealed. Granted, it is a beast of a lens. You know, if you look at the size difference between the two, it's pretty gigantic size difference. If you want that really top-notch quality, you'd go with this one. This next one I think is probably my favorite, or at least one of my favorites. It definitely produces the highest quality images I think I've ever seen in a camera ever. And it's the Fuji 80mm macro f2.8. Kind of blows my mind every time I take it out, and every time I either take portraits with it or I take macro photos with it. It really just blows my mind, the quality of the photos that you get out of this lens. The sharpness is unparalleled. It's honestly unparalleled. My biggest lens and the big boy of the pack is the 50-140. This on the camera is pretty massive. It takes up a lot of space. It's not exactly the easiest thing to carry around. It's kind of cumbersome, but when you're trying to get those types of shots, this thing takes incredible quality. This is the equivalent on a full frame of a 70-200 lens. This is why I like Fuji so much, because their lenses and their equipment is just so top of the line. Like, it's really difficult to say anything bad about them. All right, so getting into the actual camera itself and the gear that I have. So this is the Fujifilm XT3, and I have a battery grip on it, and connected to that is the bottom for my tripod mount. I have two wooden handles on this thing. I have a handle grip here. Also keep in mind, I'm using all of this for future video projects that I'm gonna start doing professionally. That's at least the hope. Start doing commissioned work. You know, you need this type of stuff to do professional work, and you get the highest quality stuff out of your out of your final product. This right here is the audio connection, and so when it comes to lighting, I have the Falcon Eyes. It's a circular light. This thing is really good, really great light for the type of shooting that I'm doing, talking head type stuff, just soft ambient light. This thing's awesome, not super expensive. So the case that I use is the Pelican 1510. This thing's amazing. This is where I house all my gear. So I have everything in dividers. It keeps everything really organized, and then I have these like little pouches above it that's really amazing. Oh, and I don't have my stand yet for this lighting. So I'm actually using this really stupid looking rig, but it works. This is kind of my layout right here. And then I have for my bigger equipment, like my bigger tripods and all of my other like lighting and my stabilizer and stuff like this, I have another Pelican case. They're top of the line stuff. Last thing I'm going to show you is the DJI Ronin S. So a combination of this and the rig that I have is really going to put together some good quality stuff. So I'm all about the quality, but I'm also more focused on the style and the creative expression. I just figure if you have really good equipment right up front, it's really not going to be a hindrance, and it's just going to help you get the type of final product that you're really looking for. Still just getting my workflow set up for how I'm going to do things. So yeah, that's basically most of the gear that I have, and just wanted to start as preliminary to kind of explain through what I actually have and what I'm shooting with. But if you guys do have any questions or comments, please leave them below. All right guys, thanks for following along. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Later.